All right, we're live on the Bird while we on YouTube. Yes, we're live too. So there we go. Welcome to Rick's Life as I See It on Wednesday night, the 18th of December. 1 week to go to Santa Claus comes and visit you. You know, and what can we say? That's I used to like Christmas when I was growing up. I used to like Christmas when I had kids at home. But, you know, as the years roll by, I know this sounds kind of humbuggish, but you know, uh, it to me, I go either way with it. I don't mind being by myself at all on Christmas Day. Doesn't hurt my feelings in the least. And I've said this for years. I don't give Christmas cards. I don't expect any. I don't do presents. I don't expect any. So, you know, is that humbuggish? I don't know. But, oh man, Gunpowder Beauty. I ain't seen you in yonks. So, even Patriot in the Dark said hi in the chat. Wow. They're all coming out of the woodwork. You know? So I'm waiting for a few more people to come in before we get started. Takes them a few minutes to get going. And I'm trying to think what else is happening. Not much. It actually been we've had some rain in the last 2 days. Oh man, everything's flooded up here. It's kind of, but then it's been flooded, but it's up 50 degrees, so it's quite pleasant outside when it's not raining. So, but we got a cold front coming in starting tomorrow, I believe. It's going to drop back down into the mid 30s again, temperature wise. So Gunpowder, freaking home remodel is kicking my rump these days. So there you go. You know, oh, New York Outcast knows all about remodeling places. So, all right. Yeah. So, come on, people. Where are you all at? Maybe I wonder how many lurkers I got. So, anyway, I might as well get started. So, let me introduce my panelist. Is the one and only New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing all right. Thanks for the invite. Thanks for joining us, people that are out there. And yeah, it's about that. Week till Christmas, I guess. So hopefully everybody's got their stuff together. If we do stuff or whatever. So
Okay.
what I got is an intro.
Yeah. So what you call it? Let's see who we got in the chat. First in the house tonight was Patriot in the Dark. Then Gunpowder Beauty. Then Two Live Mood. Jacob S. So far. Oh, Jacob. Good news and bad news. I haven't forgotten you about your swag pack you won. The bad news is I tidied my desk up today and I found it sitting under a pile of paperwork, trash, and shit on the desk. So I'll get it in the mail for you in the next day or two. So I do apologize. I just wanted to let you know that I didn't forget it. I thought I'd done it. I didn't. It was only after I was tidying up I saw it and went, oh hell, So it'll be on the way to you soon. So there we go. I'm trying to think, man, we're lacking on people tonight. Anyway, I got a question for you in New York, since I don't know if it's happening in your state or anything. what's the drones? What is it about the drones? Everybody's panicking over. You know, are they seeing drones or are they seeing airplanes? Is what I want to know. Surely you should be able to tell the difference between a drone that flies a few hundred feet up to an airplane that flies thousands of feet up. So I don't know.
Yeah, I would think you'd, during the day you'd definitely be able to tell the difference. At night it could be a little harder to distinguish. But I believe yes, they've been spotted in New York, but I haven't seen anything personally, so I don't think it's near my area. I think it's more towards Long Island, I believe, near the coast. So I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I don't know. You know, I haven't really been following much of the news or the story on it, other than hearing it's a thing. And in some cases, people are shooting at them.
Well,
Which hey, to each their own. The right situation, I might consider doing the same, but it depends on the situation. So I really don't know. I know there's lots of chats, there's talk, and some people are saying it's small manned aircraft, or it could be. I've even heard things as far as people saying it could be aliens. So I don't know. And who honestly knows? I mean, is there a combination of both? Is there some type of program going on that the public's not aware of?
That's what I think it is.
Yeah, it's very possible. I don't know. I mean, it seems that would be kind of obvious, but maybe they don't care. I don't know. So
yeah. Well,
it's obviously legal for them to lie to us.
Lie to us? The most honest and transparent administration this country has ever had? How dare you say that?
Yeah. Lying to us forever, basically. But propaganda is legal. That includes, everything. Basically, includes us.
What I want to know, they tell you, oh, there's no problem, nothing's going on, everything's okay, but don't shoot them.
Yeah.
Well, if we can't, why can't we shoot them?
Anything.
Why can't we shoot them? What are they doing? Is my argument. But I don't know.
Well, I assume they don't want all random people just taking pop shots in the air.
Yeah, I can understand that.
A Mexican wedding or something.
Yeah, but here's a question,
especially populated areas.
Yeah, but here's a question for you. I mean, even like here, these old country boys out here say, "Well, it's flying over my property, I'm going to shoot it," right? But where does you can't own airspace, right? But where does that start? At ground level or above your tree line? Is there an actual, height where they say you can't, anything above here is covered by the, what was it, the FAA, who covers all flights and shit like that, and anything in the sky? Is there a limit to what they cover? I was just quick. Nobody seems to know the answer to that question. It was. I mean, I got too much time on my hands to think of all this kind of stuff. But there you go.
I don't know the answer to that. I'm sure you could probably Google it and figure out what's,
yeah, but
gained airspace. I know drones. They say. Well, actually, I don't know if that's true or not. I was going to say you got to supposed to register them with the FAA. So I would assume if that's a thing that there's probably actually Well, sorry, I'm thinking through a thought and speaking before I actually thought it through.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say that might have something to do with determining the height, but at the same time, people fly kites, people parasail, uh,
Exactly.
all types of. So I don't really know. Maybe a motorized vehicle. Maybe that's
Yeah, but the way I
might be
look at
something
it,
to do with it.
if there is a drone flying over my property and 99.9% of them have cameras on them nowadays, right? I think I don't need somebody filming what I'm doing on my own. I'm speaking hypothetically because I don't own anything, but I would think I wouldn't want anybody filming what I'm doing on my land. None of the goddamn business. As long as I'm not, doing anything technically illegal, none of their business. So why can't I shoot it out of the sky? You know, isn't it a privacy issue? You know, I don't know. I don't know.
In public, there's really no expectations of privacy legally. So, yeah, legally, probably not. It's probably not seen as a privacy issue. Now, personally, I would see it as a privacy issue, especially, if it's just over my property for some reason. I would think either the government's doing some type of survey to raise my taxes, or somebody's scoping my place out. It's basically the same damn thing.
Same thing. What happens if you're sitting there on the outhouse with your pants down and a drone's flying over looking at you?
Legally nothing. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So it just seems. I think we should. I feel with that we should have some control over who spying on me from the sky. It's bad enough now that I think where we got wrong is Google Earth years ago. You can get Google Earth, over your house now, and you can see whenever the last time they took a picture flying over your house, you might see your truck sitting out front and all that kind of stuff. Your table and umbrella out in the backyard, all from Google Earth. So anyway,
I think coming up with something besides shooting, a projectile. Say, I don't know. Maybe that's not necessarily what I'm getting at. Not shooting a firearm up in the air, like coming up with a way to deal with that. Basically, maybe a air-powered net system, air-powered buckshot, something along those lines. I don't know. Probably a net system would be better, or something that you can pop something up with a small EMP device. I know those are available on the small scale. So I don't know if you can transport it up on another drone, but something, flight it differently so you're still covered within the law. But there should be some other way that's more common and available to the public to deal with something like that. And if not, there's just a hell of a market for it.
Yeah. Huh. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, I have to keep an eye on that and for further developments on the old drone thing. But I have a question for you. It's sort of semi-political, but our President Trump elect given us or appointing or assigning or nominating Kimberly Guilfoyle, whatever her last name is, to be the new ambassador of Greece. Since she's abruptly broke off her engagement to Donald Trump Jr., is that a payoff for her years of loyal service, or is that a payoff to get her out of the country for Trump doesn't have a Hunter Biden situation with his son Donald Trump Jr.? You know, makes me wonder, because he's already got a new girlfriend, some socialite down in Miami Beach. You know, some young thing. You know, so makes me wonder. Was it, Trump feeling, giving her sort of like a payoff for her years of work? Because she, if you remember back to 2016, she used to be a Fox, one of the ladies on Fox TV. And she resigned from that to go work for the Trump campaign. Then that's how she hooked up with Donald Trump Jr. So I personally, besides breaking off with Donald Trump, I think it's President-elect just sort of like saying, for all the work you've done for me, I'll give you something. Here's some crumbs. Go be grease. I mean, that's what he's done with what's his name too, Herschel Walker. He's made him he's nominated him for the ambassador of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I mean, I wouldn't mind that gig myself. Out down there in the Bahamas on the sunny beaches, you know what I'm saying? Enjoying it, the sunshine and shit. You get notice of hurricanes coming, the U.S. government flies you out of the way. Well, I mean, you got it made. So, I think those appointed ambassadors have, got a cushy number. But really, you got to have some idea of what you're doing, though. Otherwise, or they send them to countries that there's no really big issues, that they need an actual politician to, take care of stuff. I don't know. I'm just rambling here, trying to wait for more people to show up and start talking, So we got a slow crowd tonight in the chat. We got Kevin in New York showing up, Tactical Fud, Raphael showing up. There we go. See, they're all coming in, but late. So, but I hate to keep harping on politics, but it's got me. I've been reading and watching too much lately. I said I got too much time on my hands. I can't believe they want to extend the government funding again for they don't shut down, which I don't have a problem with them funding it. But you seen all the pork stuff they stuck on there? Not only that, I only just maybe I missed it earlier when I was reading about it. But did you know what else was in this CR, whatever they call it, resolution? To fund the government was a pay raise for all politicians in Washington, D.C., in the Capitol.
Of course. Inflation,
Yeah, but what do I get? They keep telling me inflation's down, but it's still costing me more than ever, to buy groceries and shit. But they give me a measly 2.5% increase this year,
Hopefully they just shut down the government first. That would be my take on it.
Personally, myself,
damn sure wouldn't give them a raise.
No, I personally, if I know the Democrats still hold the Senate and the White House. The Republicans hold the House, right? But I would call their goddamn bluff. Say, shut it down then. You're not having all that free pork. If
anything, it'll save us a little bit of money.
Yeah.
it's not the first time it's been shut down and stuff, and all the major necessities keep running. So
Yeah,
some
but
other people get some time off, then I know damn well.
yeah, but unfortunately, Trump's not in charge right now. Technically, I mean, I noticed he's humming and hawing about it in the news tonight that he doesn't like it himself, but he's not in charge yet. So knowing the goddamn ass Republicans we got, I bet you they kiss ass to the Democrats and let it go. You know what I'm saying? Yes,
Probably.
sir. Yes, sir. How much more money do you want us to add on to it, sir? Fucking goddamn son of a bitches. Ought to fire them all. Put people in there who got some balls.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I shouldn't speak like that of our politicians.
Hey, maybe you're being too nice. I don't know.
I think I'm being too nice. And I bet you anything you like, what's going to happen now is when Congress comes back to the new term in January, I bet you Johnson, his position will be up for grabs. Somebody going to say, no, we don't want you as the leader anymore. If they let this one go through, they were pissed he pushed it through last time on his own. And from what I've been reading, it was the two top Democrats, the two top Republicans made the deal without anybody else's input. Even after he had a meeting with, all the Democrat congressmen saying it was going to be a clean bill, which means no pork. Then all of a sudden, it went from a few pages to over 1,300 pages of bullshit. How can saying, well, we'll cover the government's costs between now and March or whenever it is, how much paper does that take? How many sentences does that take? You don't start adding shit on there. Well, we got to pay for this. We got to pay for that. We want money for this. We need a pay raise. Oh, it's disgusting. It really is. I don't know. Oh, look at that. I'm getting myself all worked up already. And it's only 7:20. Oh, but I don't know. But I do have some what was I going to talk about? Oh, yes. For anybody who's interested, I know you can't see it, New York Outcast, but behind me on top of my toolbox there is my new finished built my technically it's not an AR-10, but it's an AR-10 style 308 up there, and I fired it yesterday for the very first time, sighted in the scope and shit. Oh man, it was sweet. I liked it. It didn't, and see, I weighed it. It weighed 12 pounds. The rifle did, and it wasn't that. I guess the weight and the stock I have on there soaked up a lot of the recoil, so it wasn't that bad at all. Plus, I shot it pretty good too. I mean, that rifle was definitely a DMR, and that makes me the designated marksman. My job was only shooting at 100 yards, but I was hitting a 6-inch plate at 100 yards. I was quite pleased with myself, but I only shot 20 rounds because that's all I had. Yeah, I was limited on. I went.
Whoa! You mean Sean didn't send you 100 rounds?
No, Sean didn't.
Congratulate you.
Hey,
Oh, Sean.
well, he's not in here tonight, and he said he might not be. I'll let him off on that. His actual father's in the hospital and had 15 stents put in his heart.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they filmed his surgery too because he's he's almost he's in his 90s. I think the hospital's never done anybody that old before. So they sort of like made a thing out of it. You know, that's what he was telling me. But he went to the hospital tonight to check on his father. So he said he might not make it on tonight. Bro. Yes, but anyway, we can get him next time we talk. But no, he didn't send me no 308 ammo.
He better get on it.
Yeah. Well, when I went to the gun store to buy some, right? And I was buying on price. The cheapest box I could find was $27 in my local gun store. And it was hunting ammo, is what it was. They didn't have any cheap stuff knocking around. So, but then again, they only had one box left of the $27. They had a whole shelf of 308s up there. And where the cheap ammo was, there was one box left, and I grabbed it. Then the next one, I think, was the next cheapest was $35 a box for 20. You know what I'm saying? 308 ain't cheap. No. So I do plan on reloading it, but that's another story all on its own. But anyway, I shot my 20 rounds. I actually had the scope sighted in about 4 or 5 shots. But then I, was shooting some more to just for the fun of it. Yeah, it's a nice rifle. And I do plan on shooting it some more. And I did tell you that my buddy Terry, where I go shoot, he marked it out. We can get up to a 350-yard range down there now. He said if we can, he was looking at it and he said, yeah, he's got to cut a few trees down to open up the lane. But he says we cut these trees down and we move over, about 20 yards to actually set up to shoot. He said, and we shoot up in that direction. He said, I can go 350 yards. And our backstop is practically a rock ridge. So, perfect. So, Two Live Mood. Last time I bought 308 Win Mag, it was $90 for 20. It's way more expensive now. Was that 338 Win Mag? My eyesight's getting worse. $90 for 20 rounds. Jesus Christ. I would sell the rifle. Ammo would cost me that much. And that's a lot of money to pay for ammo. So right, I know you can't see it right now, but I've got the AR-15 on the wall and the AR-10 sitting below it. I think it looks pretty cool behind me.
I seen it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I still see your little screen here.
Oh,
I can't see the chat or anything, but I see.
Oh, okay. All right. I even got the target. I even got the target I used for sighting it in behind me too. I'm quite proud of that. So
cool. Yeah, I'm glad you got it all together and complete and everything. So, I still think you should have went with a more affordable caliber, But
yeah, I know.
You do have buddies like Sean that are going to send you lifetime's worth of 308. So, yeah, I guess that compensates for it. But
yeah,
I think it looks good from what I can see. So, congratulations.
Thank you. This is Yeah, I mean, I see. I like it, and I enjoyed shooting it yesterday, and I plan on shooting it some more. But I'm going to be looking into the reloading side because I know I can reload them cheaper than what I'm paying for them. But anyway, that's another story for another time. But yeah, it was and of course they all telling me, Sean telling me, well, that's going to be an experience shooting a 308. Have you ever shot one before? I said no. Trying to scare me that the recoil is bad and shit. I tell you, it wasn't really. It was very didn't notice at all. But I think the weight of the gun itself, weighing 12 pound, you know, soaked up a lot of it. So anyway, I'm happy that I got it done and out of the way, and I got a new firearm out of it. So there we go. The next thing that's gone to the top of my list to purchase is I want a silencer or suppressor, whatever you wish to call them, for the AR-15. Because I noticed the 308 is not as loud as the 15. But then, of course, I got a longer barrel, so it's further away from me. But the 308 has more of a boom to it when it goes off. So I didn't think it was as loud anyway. But no, next thing, actually, I mean, as I said, that's a 22-inch barrel on the 308. I mean, if I put a silencer on that, what are you adding on? Another 6 to 8 inches on the length and on the weight? I still might get one for that too. So, hey, Gizzard Gary, how you doing? What else was I going to mention? Oh yeah, he's trying to talk me into go into Wanamaker in is it April coming up in spring? Is that when they have it? But I told him I won't. I would love to go, but I can't see myself doing that trip. So see now, that looks great. I mean, I love ice cream, but I refuse to buy Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Now, are you going to say because of the price or because they're anti-2A?
That's it. They're libtards of the biggest order.
Good news, buddy. Good news. That's pretty much why I have it. The company has been resold. So the owners that were anti-2A are no longer in charge or running the company. So that doesn't mean they're pro-2A, but they're not throwing money against our rights. So it's kind of hard to pass up on the Cherry Garcia. Unless you bring up the price. And price is no good. But
yeah. But I mean, it's always been expensive ice cream. But it was, I mean, as much as I distaste their politics before and stuff, but they did make great ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny that. So.
Well, now it's okay as far as your gun rights to purchase it. So
okay, all right. I'm glad.
Yeah, so that takes half the sting off from it.
Yeah, that makes it more. That makes it more palatable when I'm eating it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'll forgive you. Let you have it this time.
Yeah. Basically, as soon as I found out, I think it was that day or the next day, I was out buying some. So it's been a long time. So. Good stuff.
Good. I hope you're not going to have the whole tub to yourself.
Yes, that's my tub. Uh, the the
Yeah.
lady grabbed her own, so
Well, to be honest with you, that tub, I mean, that tub ain't big enough to share.
no, no,
No,
no.
no.
I mean, I could just clear that whole thing, if I'm honest, but I'll probably only eat half of it. So
Yeah, I need the other half tomorrow.
yeah, probably
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'm. Thank you for that information. It's it's
yeah.
opened
Made
up
me feel
my
better too.
it's opened up my avenue for ice cream purchases again.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That works out pretty good. So trying to think. Very slow in the chat tonight, I've noticed. So look, yeah, it goes that way sometimes. Anyway, we're over halfway through now, but so I was going to I will mention again before I shut down for the night. Next Wednesday is Christmas Day. So I'm not going to sit here and promise I'm going to be here with a show at 7 p.m. Christmas Day night. It's going to be one of those things. If I'm here, I'm here. I'll do a live, and if somebody shows up, they show up. If not, that's the best. That's the best I can offer. So I just thought throw that out there to you guys, or ahead of time. You know, so there. So that one's taken care of. But I'll be back the following week, of course, which would be what, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. It'd be New Year's Day. It'd be the first. I will be here for that, definitely. So
I don't know if I'll be alive New Year's Day, but I will try.
yeah, well, if you're here, you're here. But it's New Year's Day, but it's 7 p.m. You should be sober by then.
I would like to think so. I should be.
Yeah, because you go out and drink New Year's Eve, sober up during the daytime, and you should be halfway decent to make it, New Year's Day Eve, nighttime. So
Yeah.
I'll be here anyway. So
yeah, I should make it unless I'm
yeah,
calling
I
you
mean
for
that's all
bail
right.
or
I mean,
something.
I don't expect to. I don't expect to have a lot of people here anyway because of being the holidays time, So, but did you know we can now? I mean, I've been saying it all along anyway, but we can all now say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year without. Well, I mean, the libtards are still going to blow their minds up with us saying that, but I don't care,
I'd say we could always say that. So
I always did, but they didn't. It wasn't politically correct, is what I was getting at. But now, with a whole new era coming, with the man himself. Personally, I reckon I wouldn't be surprised that the Democrat Party as a whole is going to take them at least. I would say at least 4. No, I would say at least 8 years to recover from this beating they've taken. Especially if Trump does what he did before, made us all prosperous again, and prices lower, and life was good. I think I think the Democrats would be hard pushed to get the momentum to take back control. So that's my take on it anyway, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Honestly, life shouldn't be good. And everybody's going to be like, what the hell? What happened? What are you talking about? But, everybody forgets about that national debt. I don't understand how we can just continue on, hand out money, cheapen everything up and just endlessly rack up debt. So,
Yeah, see,
we should stop all the handouts, start paying down our debt, and still make life easier for American people. I'd be happy with that.
Oh, me too. Me too.
But we should start paying what we owe, or
Yeah, we
knocking
should.
off the debt somehow, whether it's,
Yeah.
one way or another, it should get dealt with because it honestly, in my opinion, it looks shitty. And I think it's a perfect example of America as a society.
Yeah.
Our government's in debt. Most of our citizens are in debt. Don't worry about it. Just get another card to pay the last card. I mean, whatever. It's a horrible system that we're in all the way up into the government. So, of course, it's going to stem down, and people think, they're doing well when they're a couple paychecks away from losing everything, basically. I mean, I don't know. It still pisses me off where everybody's like, oh, I bought a new car. It's like, no, you bought a new payment. It's what you bought. You get to drive the car. So, I don't know. Everybody claims they own shit they don't own. They're all, trying to look a certain way. Well, they're making, payments on every goddamn thing. I don't like the way we turn into, and our government's a leading example.
Oh,
credit
absolutely.
should be a bad thing, unless you're speaking maybe a house or something like that. You shouldn't be buying candy bars on credit. You shouldn't be buying phones on credit. None of this stupid shit. I don't understand people. Like, I don't know. Turn out to be a bunch of pussies that got to have everything now. I don't understand it. You can't. There's no sacrifice or sucking it up and stashing it away until you can earn it. So, I don't know why we all insist on paying more for the same shit. That's all garbage in 5 years. So but anyway, don't get me going, Rick. Don't get me going. We need to pay the goddamn debt so we're not a bunch of freeloaders across the world.
Oh,
Low lives that can't even pay our goddamn bills.
Yeah. I mean, worst case, what I was trying to get out was worst case scenario is we don't want the national debt to go up anymore. I would
should start going down.
It needs to start going down, but
any good booking or finance should start going down.
Yeah, it should. But I said worst case scenario, it doesn't go up. But I got a feeling it'll start going down. I really do. Especially if they do what they say. I mean, the government has got way too bloated. We've got too many agencies doing the same goddamn job. I understand national security is very important, but do we need 20 odd agencies doing the same thing? Do we need 20 odd different agencies looking at the Russians and the Chinese to make sure they're not spying on us? You know what I'm saying? And what makes it worse, they're not even talking to each other either. It's like all these agencies trying to one-up each other. It's pathetic. Get rid of them. Cut them out. We need to, I think, I think, Elon Musk said it best. We need to fix the tax code too, for it's not so goddamn complicated. We can save some money there too. We don't need an extra, 70,000 agents they hired or whatever it was they did a couple of years ago. Get rid of them. We don't need them. If you just had a simple tax code, you wouldn't need people to go out and check on people to find out they've been cheating, and they might not have been cheating on purpose because the tax code is so complicated. You got to pay some accountant to do your taxes for you because it is so complicated. It's pathetic. It really is. But I can't complain. I don't pay taxes anymore. Talking about that. Talking about freeloading. I just wanted to do it just to see. because if the illegals can get it, why can't I? Attitude. I applied for EBT again, food stamps, just to see. I knew what their answer was going to be. So they called me up for the telephone appointment, and for about 5 minutes, they spent 5 minutes telling me what I can and can't do, and did I understand everything they was telling me. I said yes. Then they said, now we need to get on to I said, before you go any further, I said, I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste mine. I said, this is how much money I get from Social Security. And as soon as I gave her the figure, she says, well, you won't qualify. You earn too much. Something to do with 130% of the federal poverty is $1,600 and so many dollars a month, right? And I said, you're shitting me. I said it's that low. I said, even with Bidenomics. She didn't laugh. I think she must have been a liberal or Democrat. She didn't laugh at that statement. I thought it was funny, but it just annoys me how. I mean, I'm not saying I'm entitled to food stamps or anything, but somebody who really desperately needs them, I don't. How can I say this? I think if anybody, I don't mind giving a helping hand to somebody, but not to live on it for the rest of their life. Does that make sense to you? If you've lost your job or you're down and out, give you some for a few months to get you back on your feet. I personally don't have a problem with that. That's sort of like being charitable, really. But not live on
I
it.
do, depending on why you're down and out. I mean, if you made piss poor decisions, then you should live with them. It depends on what the cause is. So
yeah, but at the time you might not realize. Well, now that's the wrong thing I'm saying. But what's a piss poor decision to you might not be to me.
yeah, maybe, but you're asking me to pay for it, so you should be able to justify it to me, just like a kid asking me to pay a bill for them or something. It should be something I would say okay about. I'm not just gonna pay for a damn sex change because you feel like it or whatever it is, So depending on what it is, I mean, if it's drugs, alcohol, gambling, there's a lot of things where you made your own goddamn boat. I don't care if you starved to death on my doorstep. Honestly, you did it. You did it to yourself. It's not my job. Hopefully you survive. People don't coddle your ass, and you learn not to do stupid shit again. But if every time people screw up, the government's just going to hold their hand and give them a crutch, then how are they ever going to learn? Why would they ever learn? What's their incentive to learn? Let them starve.
Yeah.
Let them get off their ass and go knock on doors and look for work. Eat some humble pie. I'm sorry, but that's what we need. We need more of that shit. Not, let me help you out. Let me see what I can give you. No.
Well, what about people on Social Security?
Same thing. If you want to piss away all your Social Security, then too goddamn bad. You better hope your family's going to pay for you. Don't ask me to.
No, but the national average is only about $1,900 a month.
Yeah. But I'm stating, you just built a 308, right? You're not starving.
Oh no, no, you're right.
Go sell your goddamn gun, then come talk to me when you're still broke and you tried everything you could do. You know what I mean?
I sold a firearm.
Don't show up here with your new car and rims and $1,000 cell phone begging for food stamps for me, because I'm gonna laugh in your face.
Yeah, I know. I understand what you're saying, But I done it more to find out if I did qualify. You know, I mean, because I haven't. I tried a few years ago, and they gave me the same figure then. You know what I'm saying? With inflation, it still hasn't gone up that figure, that poverty line. You know, but the government wants to give themselves a pay raise. You know, that's what I
Right,
was.
right.
That's
See,
what I was doing. You know.
you went about it all wrong. You
Yes, I
should
did.
have you should have said your name was Rick Stina and you're pregnant by the guy at the gas station, and he's not stepping up, and they probably would have gave you food stamps, WIC, an apartment, and you could have been online making videos showing all the steak and shrimp and stuff you were buying.
That's where I went wrong. I was too honest.
Yeah, that's right. See,
Yeah,
that's the first thing. These
yeah.
people aren't honest.
Well,
That's
actually, talking
you're
about
doing it
that,
wrong.
I mentioned it to somebody. I'm not going to mention any names, but I mentioned it to somebody that, and they said, "Well, you should have lied on how much I got." You know, let them give them what they want to hear. But I said that's why the country's in the state it's in. You know,
Yep.
so anyway,
Yep. Yeah, that's part of the problem.
yeah, you're right. It is, but so anyway, that's it's all part of life. But but you're right. I mean, I bought that. I mean, I built that new rifle. I mean, I've done it over a few months, but I'm not starving. I mean, look at me. I ain't starving.
Yeah. Oh, how many groceries could that have been?
Quite. I
But
mean,
yet you're applying for food stamps. You see?
yeah, I done it the
This is
wrong.
the shit I'm talking about.
Yeah, but
Jesus.
I wasn't really expecting any. I just trying to figure out if I qualified any more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I was doing. I thought, well, I got to the point and said, well, if they can hand them out to everybody, for a minute there, I had the, well, why not me mentality, thinking. But but besides that, let's go back to my build. I worked it out the other day. That actually cost me. You ready for this? That cost me without ammo. Just as you see it sitting back there now, that cost me $970.
Ooh, that's a lot of French bread pizza.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the lower and the stock on it was $500 alone. Then you got the upper and the scope and the bipod and the magazine, so that kind of stuff. It all adds up.
I'm gonna go ahead and call dibs right now, just in case Deb chokes you out one day or something like that.
Yeah.
The hell with Sean.
Yeah.
I call dibs on that thing.
All right. Everybody in the chat, you've heard that.
All right.
Yeah.
My witnesses, Buck, Moo, guys, I might need you. Hopefully not too soon, but
Yeah. And talking about it, I was feeling guilty the other day about doing it. About the money I did spend on it. Because what I was, it's kind of weird. I was thinking, well, if I had done that when I was in my 40s or my 30s, I would have the gun for 20, 30 years. Wouldn't be a problem. But I'll be 68 in February. Right? I'm going to have it, for another 10, 15 years at the most? Seems like it doesn't justify over the amount of years.
Yeah, maybe, but we didn't have so many nuts running the streets back then either. So maybe there's more justification to having
it now. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let me. Damn, it's almost 8:00 already. Jesus Christ! Now I've been waffling on. Didn't realize the time was flying by. Okay, I got to look what my quiz question was. I can't remember now. Oh yeah, I remember now. I wanted this a real easy one. Real easy. I've been practically giving you the guys the answer all night. The simple question, email question is, I got this off of Google, so that's all I'm going to say. Is that, well, all I wanted to know is, what is the most popular short action big game hunting cartridge in the world? That's what I want to know. Email me at rickslife as I see it at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get it into me by the 1st of January, and you'll be in for the prize pack drawing. So there you go. All right. So we got that taken care of. Oh, Two Live Moose says, I call second dibs and then Gary. You're gonna have to break the gun up into different parts by the looks of it.
Hey, now. And maybe we can do like a timeshare thing with it. But
yeah,
I got first dibs.
Yeah. But I tell you, it's did I tell you the story real quick? This amazing 3 hours it took me to figure this out. When the upper came in, right? Well, when I built the lower, it's Aero Precision lower. They said if you're going to use a Bear Creek Arsenal upper, which that is, side loading, so it's like an AK, when you pull it back from the side instead of using the charging handle. It said there it has an adjustment screw built into it for, like, if it's loose, you can tighten it up and it will tighten it up it won't rattle so much. That's what this screw is for. But it says if you use that lower with this upper, you need to back that screw out or take it out completely. Well, I backed it up to it was just hanging in there by 2 threads. That's all. And for 3 hours, I'm trying to get this upper and lower to mash up, and it would not do it. I'm thinking I'm going to have to file this down, file that down, or send it back, and I'm slamming it shut, trying to get it all to line up, and it wouldn't line up. Then I forgot all about that screw. Then it dawned on me. I said, I wonder. So I took the grip off the lower, took that screw out, put all the springs back in, and put it all back together. I said, I took that screw out completely, and I got the upper and the lower snapped right together, no problem. I thought, you son of a bitch. It took me 3 hours to figure that one out.
Is it loose now and rattling?
No, it is. Okay. It is beautiful.
Now, can I ask why you chose that style over a standard? Jeez, I can't think of the name now.
The side charging?
Yeah.
Because you really want me to be honest?
Yeah.
It sounded cool.
All right. Well,
cool having a side charger.
That makes sense, I guess.
That's the reason.
I don't know.
That's the only reason I got it, because it sounded cool to have one, and it is pretty cool, really.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta. I don't know. Well, whatever. Okay.
I mean, you don't. I mean, a good thing about it is, you don't have to jam your fingers under the scope to pull it, and stuff like that. So, I mean, the only downside to the whole thing is it doesn't have a dust cover. That's the only difference between that and one with a with a charging handle. And the bolt's slightly different. you can use a charging a bolt carrier group from one with a standard charging handle in this side charger. But you can't use the side charging bolt carrier group in a regular upper because it won't fit because of this, because of the side charging part. Plus the one with the normal one, that's the one with the charging handle, has a little divot in the front where the dust cover snaps into, what holds it in place. Well, there's the one from the side charger doesn't have that on the bolt. So you couldn't snap your dust cover closed if you used it. Plus, you can't use the forward assist thing on the side there, because the bolt has the ridges in it every couple of, along the bolt there for you can jam it forward if you have to. That one doesn't have that on there. So that's the difference between it. But besides that, but it looks cool, I think. I think it looks cool having a, with a side charging handle. It really looks cool.
As long as you're happy, Rick.
Yeah. Oh, 2 Live Moose says, I have a couple of side charging AR style rifles. It allows for scope relief. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Tactical Fuds said his 6.5 Grendel was a side charging. He likes his. Oh, 2 Live Moose said when it comes to dibs, he's only 7 hours from my house.
Son of a bitch.
That sounds like fighting words there.
Yeah, sounds like it's going to be a race. It's a cannonball run to Rick's place.
Yeah. So, but anyway, if you ever get a chance to try one of those side charging rifles like that, either the AR style 10 like I got or the AR-15, you ought to try them. Oh, I know they're out there, but I'm talking price, budget friendly. Bear Creek Arsenal has come out with a bolt action upper that you can use on your lower without any modifications. I thought that was, and they're going to make them for the AR-10 style too eventually. So you could turn your AR-15 into a bolt action rifle if you wanted to. I thought that was pretty cool, but there we go. Anyway, it's gone 8 o'clock, so I'm going to wind this up. And yeah, I think after my suppressor purchase, I might build an AR-15, like I did this one, because it's it's one way of getting one without like I did this one over 3 or 4 months buying the parts. You can do it like you want. I mean, to me, it sounds like the way to go. So, because normally if I put something on it's like layaway, really. I don't think I've gone and put it on layaway, then the next month I've gone and taken it off and bought it. This way it forced me to buy the parts, because I didn't have any spare cash it had to be done that way. And I got it built the way I wanted it, which I like about it. Anyway, I'm just rambling on now. So let me get out of here. I want to say thank you. Oh, you got any last words there, New York Outcast?
Not really. Basically, if we don't see you for Christmas, then have a Merry Christmas. And yeah, stay out of trouble. Eat a salad, and that's what I got. Have a great evening.
All right. I want you to enjoy your Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. For everybody in the chat, I want to say thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. You don't know how much. I really do. Now, next week is Christmas Day. I'm not going to guarantee I'm going to be here. It's going to be one of those, if you sign on at 7 o'clock and I'm here, we're good. If I'm not here, you knew. I already told you I might not be. But I definitely will be here at 7 p.m. New Year's Day for a show. So, with that, I'm going to say good night. And if I don't see you next week, Merry Christmas to you and a Happy New Year. So, good night, everybody. Good night, Sabrina.